Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 58th annual Seizures. And your host, as always, I am Jeff Arbuckle. With me, my co-host for this evening of, or I guess it depends on when you're listening to it, this evening of celebration of the 2025 film, diverse group of films that we have to talk about here today. One of my co-hosts, as always, Chuck Moore. Chuck, how goes it?
It goes pretty well.
Who are you wearing tonight?
Gucci.
Very nice, very nice. Jason Oliver also here. Jason, you're performing one of the CZ nominated songs tonight.
Am I? Yeah. I should have worn my tuxedo T-shirt for this.
Yes,
and I'm wearing Jordache this evening.
Jordan, nice. A Canadian tuxedo, yes. Always welcome at the Seasons. And I am Jeff Arbuckle. Of course, I am just wearing a Thor shirt because I got to represent my my Marvel guys.
Yeah, your guys.
Anyway, guys, my Marvel guys. Yes, so 2025 in film. Now, we've talked about some of these movies over the last few months as we were doing some of these Film Seizure now playings. But I was very surprised looking at all of our list, how kind of nice and diverse it is.
Very, very diverse.
And I think that is an excellent sign that it was a good year in movies.
Agreed. And it was. It was a good year in movies.
It was
really hard to make a list this year. Let me just say that.
I did a top 15 instead of just the top 10.
I mean, I've got like practically 40 movies that on my list that could have cracked somewhere in this. I mean, really, like a lot of really good stuff this year.
Yeah.
And I left some good, what I would consider good movies out for movies that just mean a little more to me, maybe aren't even better than. To me, this is like, these are my favorite movies of 25, not necessarily a list of the best.
That's kind of how I approach my list too. I kind of talked about this a little bit last year, or at least maybe it was 2 years ago, where I want my top 10 list to actually represent what entertained me the most throughout the course of the 12 months. And some of it is, maybe thought-provoking, got me thinking about things I wasn't ready to think about. Some of it was of course, my main man, Guillermo, is going to show up on this list.
Right. But
there was more to just that movie. It was a fun experience going to that movie and seeing it before it even hit Netflix. There's all sorts of stuff like that I wanted to kind of shine a light on. And I'm glad that I'm seeing, I think I counted 21 different movies.
Wow.
That ended up on our lists.
Pretty good.
Yeah. I think, the state of movie theaters, maybe not so great, but I think the state of movies is looking pretty good.
Well, good Lord, people make a lot of them. I'd hope some of them are pretty good, because goddamn, I don't think there are more movies being made ever in the history of movies than right now. But they sure don't get to the movie theaters.
No, and I think the jury may still be out on exactly what is the long-term health of movie theaters, but that's why I like going, is because I want to see them as a captive audience member. Even if it's a bad movie, I'd prefer to be a captive audience member than, being able to just easily shut it off.
I will say that there were 3 movies this year that I saw in theaters that were incredible theater experiences. Like movies that I was so glad to see in a theater and on the biggest, loudest screen possible. So I agree with you. It's the right fit, and the audience doesn't suck, it can be magic. It really can. It still can. That is still possible today. It restored some of my faith in movie theaters this year.
Yeah, I saw 8 of my top 10 in the theater, and I would say all of them were better for it, having been there.
Yeah, only 9. 9 of mine were in the theater.
I saw 5 of mine in the theater. And one of them I really wish I had seen in the theater, being Train Dreams, but spoiler.
Well, we have lots to say about Train Dreams a little bit later. So,
yeah.
All right. So what we're going to do here is, we are going to each talk about the 5 movies that are unique to our lists in a row. So, and then from there, we'll start talking about the ones that we have clearly deemed as being something that all 3 of us liked, or 2 of us liked, to make it to the top list. And we may kind of talk about these a little bit out of order compared to what they are on our list, but when we get to the end, we will talk much more heavily on what each of our number ones are.
Yeah.
Does that sound like a plan?
That sounds
all right. And if you guys want to throw in any, any kind of, notable honorable mentions or anything like that, feel free to.
I would at the end, I think, like to just tick off like a bunch of stuff, like favorite comedy, favorite docs, favorite horror, and other honorable mentions. But it will literally be just saying the name of the movie. That's it. I won't go into detail on any of them.
Yeah,
It'll
absolutely.
It'll be fast.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it better be, because
it will be.
Because time is a ticking. We've got people in this auditorium that need to get to their parties after this show.
Yes, indeed.
All right. So, Jason, why don't you kick us off with your 5 uniques?
So my 5 uniques clock in at number 9, 8, 7, 6, and 3 on my top 10. I'll start with number 9. That was Sentimental Value. We recently did an episode on Joachim Trier's Worst Person in the World. This is his more recent than that. I think his follow-up to that, although he has other stuff that I haven't seen. And I'm really, at this point, I really need to see like everything that Joachim Trier has made, because I dug Sentimental Value quite a bit. It is yet another channeling of potentially Trier's daddy issues through his female muse, Renate Rinsve. Is that the right pronunciation?
Renate
Rinsve. And
she's awesome.
She's amazing. And she's going to be in that new Backrooms flick that I'm very curious about. It's kind of an interesting choice, I think. But yes, I really, really enjoyed this movie. It is, I don't know. I apparently I'm a sucker for movies about parent issues, because I have lots of them. And this one definitely struck a chord again for me. Also, it's got a really fun, I think, sort of satire of the film industry. And also the artistic mind, kind of the pretension that can creep in, especially when maybe your au revoir is aging and you are someone who's trying to stay relevant as an artist. Just quite liked it. Incredibly good script. Really nice turn from Elle Fanning as well. I think holding her own really valiantly amongst some really powerful performances. And then, of course, Stellan Skarsgård is nominated for Best Actor this year, and deservedly so.
Supporting actor,
right? Yeah. Yes. And I don't think that he will win. But
he's kind of fading, unfortunately.
Yeah. But he did win the Golden Globe, and good for him. It's nice recognition for someone who's had an incredible international career.
Oh yeah, I mean, we keep dancing around Good Will Hunting.
Oh my God, I always forget he's in that. Yeah.
Yeah. He's so important to that movie.
Very.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just I won't say anything more, but we'll move on to my number 8. Nouvelle. I'm going to fuck this up too. Nouvelle. Is it vague? Is it really pronounced vague or vague?
I would just say vague.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
I'm
French
not sure.
pronunciation of wave, right?
It might be vag.
Yeah, maybe, but Vaj.
Could be Vaj.
This is my nouvelle Vaj.
It's New Wave is the English translation, and it is Richard Linklater, kind of going back to France. So he made his Before trilogy in France to much acclaim, and I can only imagine that because of those experiences, he has gained this huge appreciation for French cinema, and that's what Nouvelle Vague is a love letter to the French New Wave film movement, and specifically, it is a pretty fictional retelling of the behind-the-scenes making of Jean-Luc Godard's Breathless. And it is really fucking funny. It's the best Wes Anderson movie in like a decade. It is
not made by Wes Anderson.
Right, exactly. It is so much fun, and it's got all these little Easter eggs sprinkled throughout, alluding to different French New Wave filmmakers. And if you're at all, even if you're not versed in the French New Wave, it's still very, very fun, because it is this love letter to just making a movie your way and not really giving a shit about things like production schedules and convention and all of that, right? But if you are a French New Wave aficionado, there is so much fun in it, because you can just kind of point at all the different representations of all of these famous players in that film movement. So yeah, I can't express how much I liked that one. Then at number 7, I have Surat, Oliver Lax. His film that came out this is one of, I think, 3 movies on my list that were at Cannes: Sentimental Value, Surat, and It Was Just an Accident. All award winners at Cannes. Surat, I'm not even going to say anything about it, because the more I say about it, I think the less surprised you'll be. It is absolutely a movie I think that should be seen in a theater at the loudest setting, preferably with a packed house, which is really sad that I didn't see it with a packed house, because there are multiple gasp moments. But beyond that, man, it is incredible. Like, this movie is a masterclass in tension. The best movie I could compare it to in some ways is a modern day Wages of Fear. It is not at all what I expected that I was going to be walking into, but that's it. That's all I'm saying. Go see it and love it or hate it, because there's probably only 2 sides to that coin on Surat. Sorry Baby is my number 6. Is that right? Yeah, number 6. Mm-hmm. Really, this one kind of I did not expect to love as much as I did. It is this very honest, very approachable, I guess like deconstruction or just a presentation of the fallout of sexual trauma, right? Or sexual abuse. It is just so approachable, and so the main character, you just kind of like are taken through this with her, and you understand all of the humor, all of the tragedy of it, all of the trauma of it. It's all wrapped up, right? It's like there's no one way of processing something like that happening to you, and I think this movie does it delicately, but also and respectfully, but also with an amount of humor that is refreshing. And I know that sounds weird, but you kind of have to see it to understand how unbelievably well written this movie is. And on top of that, the writer is also the lead actress, and she is incredible. One of the best performances of the year, in my opinion.
This was very close. Just to interject, like, this is an honorable mention to me. It was right there with a few other movies to make the list. And I think just almost like the emotional impact it had on me almost hurt it, if that makes sense. Like I just feel I have like negative feelings about it because it's such a hard kind of thing. I don't know how to explain it, and I don't want to sound callous. That's
I totally get it. It's a heavy subject, but it for me it was like this super heavy subject that was just told in this refreshing way that I couldn't. That it just I don't know. It's hard to describe like how I felt about this movie.
Yeah, because like Chuck, I understand because there were some parts of it where it's like you're not used to seeing a person kind of linger in depression in a movie to the point where it's like you expect them to, okay, next scene they're going to be trying to do something about it, right? But they can't, and so it's like you kind of get stuck in that. But it's so like everything about it feels like you are just following somebody almost documentarian style because it's so there's nothing big or loud about it. It's just a period of somebody's life that got derailed.
Yeah.
And I mean, just everything from like getting to know like her, like the rival at the school, that character cracked me up every time she showed up because we know people like that in life,
right?
Whether or not we work with them or we're friends with them or whatever, it's like there's somebody like that that's always in everybody's life at some point in their life.
Yeah, I was going to say it's also this this subtle takedown of high level academia, right? I love it in its smaller interactions with people, right? There are a few characters that just kind of come in and out of this movie that have an impact on her, and it's this testament to the idea that there are no unimportant people in your life, right? Like these small interactions.
The diner scene, man, I love
impact.
that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I love that scene.
Right. The sandwich guy, right?
Yeah.
Such a great scene. And it was incredibly important to her healing, right? So, it just very, very life affirming in a strange way.
Yeah. I mean, as tough as it is, you kind of feel like at the end, she's going to be okay.
Things are going to get better.
Yeah.
They're not good yet, but they're going to get better.
They're getting there. Yeah.
Processing is happening. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And then my number 3 for the year is this was the Palme d'Or at Cannes this in 2025, and it was just an accident. Man, I don't want to say a lot about this one either, but it's one of the best thrillers of the year. Right down with Surratt. Like Surratt, and it was just an accident. And my number 10. Which someone else will talk about, probably Black Bag, were the 3 best thrillers I saw this year. And this was the best thriller I saw this year. It is, in a nutshell, it's about someone who, and it's Iranian, which now it has like a completely different dimension with what's going on in current events. But it's an Iranian film about, and it was shot clandestine in Iran. So that makes it even more interesting. Like they were shooting this movie that was essentially a takedown of the secret police in Iran, secretly in Iran.
Right.
But
secret and Iran's doing a lot of work in that sentence there, Jason.
I know. In a nutshell, it's about someone who he doesn't recognize this person by sight, but he recognizes it by the sounds they make when they walk. Because this person is a amputee, because they walk with a prosthetic leg, and he recognizes the sound of their walk as the sound of the person who tortured them, right? Because they're being questioned for political dissent, and he kidnaps him, and he wants to, enact final justice on this person for the pain that he caused him, but he can't go through with it because he can't be sure. So what does he do? He takes this person to all the other people who he knew that this person tortured along with him, and they all kind of have to decide together what they're going to do. It is surprisingly funny like incredibly funny. Much of this is played for laughs. Like uncomfortably, yes, but it works. And I will say it has one of the best, most chilling endings to a film I've seen in a long time. So very, very recommended.
This was on my list. I just did not have an opportunity to see it, unfortunately.
Yeah, that was one I wanted to see. I was a little bit more interested in that than Surat, only because I wasn't sure what Surat was.
Yeah.
But neither one I had an opportunity to get to. I do want to back up and talk a little bit about sentimental value real quick, because while that didn't, there was it's one of those movies where it's like, I don't have anything negative to say about it, but the whole time, and maybe this is unfair, but the whole time I was thinking how much more I like The Worst Person in the World.
It's fair, but it's a little unfair.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfair because I kept waiting for that big part that was going to gut me. And I don't know, maybe it's the subject matter isn't as close to me as being that what it is about is not something I have a great deal of connection to. But again, I have nothing negative to say about it.
Right.
It's
undeniably, it is a very well made movie, right? Like
absolutely, very well acted.
It doesn't put a false foot forward at all. Yeah,
yeah, and one of the greatest things about it is how much of a character that house that they live in is.
Oh yes.
Because like you know every inch of that house by the end of that movie.
Well, that is the root of the name of the movie, right?
Right.
I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, it is very much character.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard to pull off. It's a very good script,
and it's very well shot.
Very well shot, and it yes, it really is because they shoot it all there for the most part. I mean,
yeah,
there's no, and then they the renovations of it. It's just it's really interesting commentary, not just on like the subject matter, but also like memory and nostalgia, and again, like what it's called sentimentality. Like, what do you value about your past that you want to hold on to?
Yeah. But no, very good list there. I mean, I know what the rest is.
Yeah.
And I know that there's a lot of really good, more stuff that we're going to talk about that's on your list.
I don't like it.
You don't like it. You don't like it.
No. I will say that I have a lot of chalk. This is probably one of my chalk.
You're so chalky. You say that a lot.
I do.
Though.
I have six Best Picture nominees on my list. Is that right?
One, two, three.
Maybe five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5.
I only know 2 of mine are on there.
I have 5 Best Pictures, and then Surat, it would be on the Best Foreign list.
And it was just an accident.
That was as well, but that was a Best Picture nominee, wasn't it?
No.
Are you sure?
It missed out The Secret Agent.
Oh, you're right. It was
Secret
Sentimental Value, Secret Agent. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But then I only have 4.
Well,
3.
My top 5 are Best Picture nominees.
I have 3.
So talk that.
Yeah, you topped me. I have 3 then. I'm not as chalky as I thought.
All right. Well, let's go to Chuck.
4.
To Chuck. All right. So again, my list is more approached from these are like my favorite movies. Some of them are great, like probably legit Best Picture noms at the top of my list, but we'll start with Weapons, which I know both of you didn't like a whole lot.
Real quick, I just want to say it's not that I didn't like it. I just didn't want what we got at the end.
Okay. Fair enough. Like, I
was into it for the first 2 acts, and then the final act, I was like, this is not what I wanted. I didn't know what I wanted, but it wasn't this.
Well, we'll have to talk about that
we'll
more
talk
extensively
at
some point.
It would make a good episode, I think.
It is one that I would like to rewatch. I will say that, because maybe I'd be in a different mood or something. I don't know.
I agree. Sometimes like I see something in the theater, and the theater experience of it, and this is one of them, will creep in and annoy me, and it will.
I had a great theater experience with it.
I had a bad one. So yeah, that's part of it. But anyway, Chuck, you tell us why you like it. That's much more.
Yeah, I mean, I was hooked right at the beginning. Mostly, this movie for me is imagery and the comedy moments that hit really good. Like I had like 4 or 5. Like I don't laugh out loud in the theater usually. This is one of 2 movies I was laughing out loud in the theater at certain parts this year. I can't really say a whole lot about it, but I do like the, what do you call it, an allegory to school shootings, or like the way that it deals with like communal guilt after something like that happens and where blame is placed. And I think it's all well dealt with. And just to say the ending, I think it was the violence we needed from the group we needed it from. The people who are hurt the most being violent at the end, I liked. Don't want to go too much into that, but next on my list, this is talk about sentimental value. Next on my list is Naked Gun. There's not much that you can say about this, and this is 9 on my list. So Weapons was 10. This is 9. Talk about a movie I did not want that I saw and I loved. I did not expect it to be this good. So great job, Akiva Schaffer. Liam Neeson was wonderful. It was good to see Pam Anderson back on the screen. Just good stuff. They
doing really good work. They worked so well together.
They really did.
Yes, they work so well together that they're like dating now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's lovely to me.
Yeah,
That's one of the most lovely stories of the year.
You could just be happy for both of them, right? Like it's just happy.
Yes. It's just nice.
That's
probably the movie I laughed out the loud most in the theater.
Oh my God.
This year.
Oh, me too. And it helped that it was packed. Like,
yes, I had a packed screening and it was a fun time.
And we had former co-host, well, not former co-host, but guest host Joe Arbuckle. Joe Berryhill was sitting next to me laughing, and that, like, he's infectious.
Yeah.
It's also a movie that doesn't wear out its welcome. It's a very precise comedy, and I think it's only like a 70-minute movie. Perfect.
Yeah, it moves real fast. I hope there's a second one. I hope they do another one. Third on my list, and I'll be honest with you, I saw this so long ago, I only have like distant memories of Mickey 17, but it's 8th on my list. Yep, overall. I just really enjoyed this. It was fun. I thought it was fun. I had a good time with it. It's not like, Parasite level of good, but I thought Robert Pattinson playing 2 roles really well. 2 characters that seemed completely different, even though they were technically the same person played by the same person. I think Robert Pattinson did a really good job of that.
I think there's a dopiness to one of his characters that I found very charming.
It is. It was just a charming, fun movie. Nothing groundbreaking about it, but I mean, it was funny. Who's the bad guy? Mark Ruffalo. Oh my God, he was great in it as clearly like kind of a Trump stand-in. I just enjoyed it. Next one. My 6th movie on my list, Reflection in a Dead Diamond. This is just a Chuck movie through and through, right? Like it's a 70s Italian, not really a Giallo knockoff, but it has enough of the elements that I'm like, okay, yeah, they're there.
It's perfect pastiche.
Yes, it is a perfect pastiche. It does feel like it was made 50 years ago in some ways, but it's all
loving and not in parody. Yeah.
Yes, it is not in parody. I mean, that's a movie that I think you just need to watch. Quite psychedelic in a lot of ways.
That's one I need to watch that one, because I love the poster for it. And you talk about Italian vibes. Holy shit. It's got It's got Diabolique all over that.
Oh yeah, all over.
Yeah, and it's kind of like a retired James Bond.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in a giallo, semi-giallo movie. So if you like that stuff and you miss that 70s vibe, check it.
Check out their other movies too. Strange Color of Your Body's Tears is their legit like giallo that they made, and then Let the Corpses Tan is another one. That's kind of more of their like Italian horror film in a way. Yeah.
All right. Lastly, for me, which I'm somewhat surprised this didn't show up on Jeff's list, even at the bottom of it.
It was close to mine too.
It was close to mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Friendship, just a fucking funny ass movie.
Yeah,
It is.
it really, really is.
It's like you think like Tim Robinson would be like too much in an hour and a half. You know, like normally you'd be like, I don't want to watch that guy for an hour and a half. He's like perfection in this movie. And Paul Rudd is the perfect foil for him in this movie, along with his wife. And it has probably the funniest thing I've seen in the movies in years in the subway scene.
Oh my God.
I'll just say that.
Yeah.
Fucking kills me. I ate a fucking sandwich. I ordered a fucking sandwich.
Every time Tim Robinson said fuck in any of its many myriad ways, it kills me.
He delivers. He delivers the fuck.
He does. And it's just because he goes from 0 to like incredibly annoyed or pissed off like in a second. And it's so funny because it's like, it's all internal, like, I guess just like lashing out all at once whenever he gets upset, and it fucking kills.
This is a weird thing to mention, but we all just watched recently the last horror movie on the Joe Bob series finale.
Yeah.
Every time that Joe Spinell is like turned away at Cannes by someone, and his reactions are just so beautifully over the top. It reminds me of Tim Robinson.
Yeah,
that's funny. I can totally see that. And even though this movie is really funny, I think it does a really good job of examining the anxiety of making new friends and being in new groups with people that you don't know or trying to fit in.
Yeah.
And it does it in a funny but awkward and also I feel that kind of way.
Yeah.
I feel
well,
that.
yeah, because it's about disrupting your own personal way that you like to live your life. When you make a new friend, it's like, oh God, now they want to hang out all the time.
Tim Robinson represents the worst case scenario of every awkward social encounter to make us all feel a little bit better about ourselves.
Yes. And he does a wonderful job of it. More of this Tim Robinson, please.
Please tell me that you're watching The Chair Company, because
watching, not done. Watching.
It is a small doses for sure kind of situation, but man, if you loved Friendship, it is a really good continuation of that type of comedy.
It is. Steph and I need to pick it back up. Other shows came out that we watched, but we need to pick it back up.
And it is legitimately also, in a strange way, a good thriller. Like it takes you in surprising places.
Yeah, what I've seen, definitely, like his investigation and stuff is good. But
I would be amazed if you're not surprised by the finale.
All right. I look forward to that. I will go ahead now and kick it over to Gwarb.
Hey, that's me. Hey, that's me. I was thinking about doing something different than you guys and like mixing up how I talk about my unique movies. But I'll just go and do it from bottom up. Sure, why not? Sure, why not? I mean, it's easier to just fit in and just assimilate than it is to buck the system, but my number 10 movie of the year, this was a wonderful theater experience, because the person a few seats down from me got up and walked out, because this was not a movie that they knew what they were going to see. I saw it as one of AMC's secret, what they call stream unseen. Bring her back.
Amazing. That's the kind of screening you get walkouts. Yeah, that's great.
100%. So yes, Bring Her Back. These are the same brothers who did Talk to Me a couple of years back, which just missed my top 10 that year. One of the finest horror movies and freshest horror movies of the decade so far. Bring Her Back is such a small and quiet but very, very unsettling experience. This is the one true horror movie on my top 10. There are two other movies that have horror in them.
Yeah.
But this is a true horror movie. And you would think that the premise of it, you would think it's like, okay, well, doesn't the older brother understand that something's not right? But no, it doesn't. It never goes to that idiot plot. Because he's got his own hangups, and he's also trying to protect his younger sister. And oh God, Sally Hawkins, she's great in everything.
Dude. I mean, I appreciate, what's her name? Amy Madigan's performance in Weapons. But for me,
this is better.
The best horror performance of the year is Sally Hawkins in this movie. Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. And, you've got, it's like there's a character that as an audience member, you want to protect, just like her older brother does, because she's blind. And so she can't really see the strange things going on. You've got this foster son who's just creepy. He's just a creepy kid, and you understand why.
And he's in the most uncomfortable scene I saw in movies.
That was when the lady walked out. Yep.
Yeah.
That would be the one.
It was a lot. It was a lot, but it drives home that, man, there is some shady business going on in this house. And it was just a heck of a horror movie.
It does a really good job of just driving the knife and twisting the knife into that trope.
Into his mouth?
And but of that trope of no one believes the children, right?
Yep.
I mean, it is so effective in that.
But it's also the allegory of being in a new place, being in a new home.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, it does so much so well.
And then the stress and the responsibility of an older sibling,
who's also dealing with guilt on his own.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
that we don't know about until later. The thing with him is what knocked the movie down a little bit for me, but it's very impactful, super impactful film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love that those guys are building their own kind of universe in horror. Talk to Me in this movie share a continuity. It's interesting.
There's a vibe.
Yeah. Well, they literally have said they exist in the same reality. Which I love that. It's it's kind of got a Benson and Moorhead kind of vibe of, hey, let's build our own thing. Our movies can exist together on their own. We'll build our own connective tissue. I don't know. I find that all very compelling when filmmakers decide to do that. Yeah. And they have success with it.
My number 8 movie is The Life of Chuck.
You're welcome.
You did a great job, Chuck.
Thank you.
So far.
So far, yeah. This is a movie that's life affirming in odd ways. I found myself often thinking, after seeing it, thinking back to different elements of each act that represents a different thing about him. That there's kind of a horror element in the first act, but then you realize what's happening, and that's kind of it becomes more dramatic, and it becomes more kind of sad, but then you get this wonderful middle act that's about to happen right before he gets the worst news of his life, and it's this pleasant kind of musical number. And then you get the real story of what made him who he was. And you've got some great performances in that third act. I mean, Mark Hamill is great. And you've got Mia Sara as his grandmother. Oh my gosh. Really good
I didn't know
stuff
she
in
was
there.
the grandma in that.
Yeah.
Yep. Beautiful movie, a movie that coming out of it, I thought this is going to be in my top 10. I kind of expected it to be a little higher. But you talk about life affirming. That's it. There is something to cherish about life.
Yeah.
And that's what it's telling you.
I liked this quite a bit as well. It's on my short list. And, I mean, it's a movie for me that I think the way that it's structured works better on the page than on the screen, because I feel like it starts really strong and then it kind of trickles down. But I really do like it. Great performances, such an original concept. And Mike Flanagan, again, doing what he does. He just knows how to bring that king sentimentality to the screen. It's so difficult to do, but he does it. He does it with almost effortless ease.
Well, one of my favorite things about the movie in the third act, like when he's a kid,
yeah,
and that whole relationship that he has with his dance partner, the girl that's a little bit older that he has such a crush on, but he can't ever get over the hump to say anything to her. It's like, this is something special that has that same DNA as something like Stand By Me.
Absolutely. Yeah. He
So,
gets
yeah.
it. He does. He just gets it. It's almost like they're, I don't know, soulmates in a way, like generational soulmates, King and Flanagan.
Yeah.
I should have watched this, being like a huge King fan, and the film having my name in it. Oh, I will watch it. I just should have.
There's still time in your life to do it.
Have you read the short story or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm familiar. Yeah.
Number 7 on my list is Wake Up Dead Man. We talked about this in a past Film Seizure Now Playing. Another movie that kind of affirms goodness. Somebody who just wants to help. And I mentioned that a lot in that episode, that I was really, really, really taken by Josh O'Connor's true kind of religious desire to help people. And
he's like a true believer, but one without all of the judgmental baggage.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. I've met a lot of priests in my life, and he would be one of the better ones. Yeah.
Yeah. And, it's like there's that whole element of, really kind of showing Daniel Craig's Benoit Blanc that there is some purpose for people like this to exist in a structure that he doesn't believe in. It's a nice movie. I was engaged the entire time. I love the characters, for as goofy as some of them were. They were a good send up of some elements of our current place in history right now. Yeah. I mean, I hope there's another Benoit Blanc.
I think there will. I think they had a 3-year deal with Netflix, so I think there's or a 3-film deal. And this is my favorite of the Knives Out movies.
Yes, mine too. As good as the first one is, I love this one.
I really do too. There's an emotional depth to it. There's a character depth to it. Benoit Blanc becomes more than just a archetype in this movie.
Yeah. Because he has to face being wrong and then figure out how he's right in the end. Yeah. And
he you get the sense that he actually comes away changed. Right?
Yep.
And it's so less jaded than the last one. Like the last one I just felt was so punishing in its cynicism. This one, it was surprisingly uplifting.
Yeah. Number 5 on my list is Frankenstein, because of course it's going to be, but it was a good experience to see it when I saw it on a trip to Chicago on a big screen at a very cool theater that was all decked out for Halloween. And it's what I would love for people to try to do more of with the Universal classic monsters.
Yes.
Which is, it's okay to be a gothic romance.
Yeah.
Frankenstein and Dracula should be, but sometimes they don't want to do that. And it's like, come on, this is very simple stuff. And it's a pretty, there's pretty sets. It's, I mean, I'm so glad Jacob Elordi is nominated for Best Supporting Actor because
he's incredible.
He's fantastic in it. And he has the one true arc of the whole movie.
Yes.
So yeah, it's just, of course, Guillermo del Toro is going to show up here and, not his best film, but I'm glad he made this movie.
I think it's really good. I think like Frankenstein is a perfect story for him. Mm-hmm. And I think it's different enough from a lot of other Frankenstein movies that you see, like he explores other parts of the story. So totally cool. I loved it. It was good.
And there's some really good casting in here too. I mean,
absolutely.
I know some people weren't in love with how Oscar Isaac plays Dr. Frankenstein, but I think he does a kind of a cheeky version of how Peter Cushing played the character in the Hammer films,
or a less zany Gene Wilder.
Yes,
in a way. I don't know.
Having David Bradley be the blind man, that's perfect casting.
Oh, he was great.
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite stuff in the movie.
It's a beautiful scene, the sequence. Frankenstein hits number 5 for me. One thing I realized, I shared with you an incorrect list, because what I'm about to say is number 3. I had originally listed as number 2. It is actually number 3.
Did you flip-flop 2 movies?
Yeah, I flip-flopped them on what you guys are looking at. But
gotcha.
Number 3, Marty Supreme. This is a movie that has a wild cast.
Yes.
You got Abel Ferreira, who I think turned in an Oscar-worthy performance.
He's my favorite thing in this movie.
Well, of course he is. Yeah. Penn Jillette coming in out of nowhere playing.
He's completely unrecognizable. If you don't know it's him, you won't know it's him.
Right. Yep. You got the guy from Shark Tank playing a massive role when he's never acted before. And he's kind of perfect for that role.
Mr. Wonderful?
Yes.
I kind of, yeah. Okay.
But
leave this one alone, Jason.
I'm leaving it alone. Yeah.
Well, I know Jason doesn't like it, and I think I know why he doesn't particularly care for it.
I'm shocked that you like this movie. That's all I'm going to say.
And that's why I was going to say is that typically I'm the person who says if the protagonist is unlikable, it's a real hard hill for me to climb over. But this is a situation where I'm kind of okay with the protagonist being unlikable because his folly is what makes the movie so kind of thrilling in the sense where it's kind of a white knuckle ride because he gets himself into trouble, and it's trouble that as bad of a guy as he really kind of is, he is incredibly intelligent and figures out a way out of those things, sometimes by luck and sometimes by having a mouth. And so, yeah, it's, it's a movie that has, I love the soundtrack for it. I love the usage of, anachronistic music in it. And I love the Chalamet performance in it.
Did you see this one, Chuck?
No, I did not.
Okay.
It's on my list, but I'm not a big fan of the director movie. Yeah.
Okay.
One that I quite liked, but it was not even close to top 10 was the other Safdie's movie, Smashing Machine.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to critique Marty Supreme whatever. But I do find it interesting that they both split and they both made their own anti-sports movies in the same year. That to me is like mind-boggling. Like, were they both like? Do they both have that sense that they wanted to do that, and then they pick separate subjects,
or they were arguing over which subject they should do, and they're like, "Fine, let's both make our own."
I'm going to do my own. Yeah. I just find that so fascinating because they did. They both made anti-sports movies, in different ways. Yeah.
I will say that not necessarily with critics, but audiences. Either you loved Marty Supreme or you hated it. And there were more people who loved it by a little bit, but I can see that, that's where Jason and I land. We landed on both sides of that same line. So
I'll break the tie eventually. Not that it's a real tie, but
not that it really matters. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I do think there's compelling things about it. It's interesting. It is definitely not for me. It did not, in all the ways that Jeff said he was engaged by it, I was repulsed by it.
And I will say some of my engagement was repulsion to this guy as a dirtbag, but I want to see what happens next.
I just didn't care. That's
interesting that it hooked you like that.
Yeah.
Because based on the description of the movie, I would think we would all react the same way. That's why I'm kind of intrigued.
It's kind of interesting too, because like you think about like movies like Rocky. That's like the perfect example of the sports movie where you expect everyone to get up and cheer at the end of it, right? And so I'm watching Marty Supreme, and there is definitely like a pantomime of that crescendo to this movie. And there were people in the theater reacting that way, like to the big win. And there were other people who were just stone cold silent in their seats, and I was one of them, right? And I think to make a movie that can elicit that divergent of an audience reaction is honestly impressive.
It's an achievement. It's
like,
an achievement.
I do. I give your laurels for that because I honestly do believe that there was no intention of how you should take this movie. And in that regard, I think it is successful. Like it achieved what it wanted to achieve.
I will say if
this movie hadn't been divisive, I think it would have been a failure.
Well, I will. Yeah. And I will also say I did not react positively to that crescendo you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, this is just going to be another problem.
Right. Yeah.
Or it might be another problem, So
but anyway, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so those are my 5 uniques. Why don't you two guys talk about a movie that is on both of your lists?
Oh, should we talk about Black Bag?
Yeah, go ahead. Start us off, Jason.
Well, it's been a while since I've seen this.
Me too.
but I knew it needed to be on my list because here's why. And not just because, well, I mean, a little bit Steven Soderbergh, right? Like, I always want to like a Steven Soderbergh movie. I don't always.
This is my favorite of his in a while.
Right. And what I love about this movie is it is a 90-minute, perfectly executed script to screen thriller, right? Jeff isn't in our screen right now, but to me, this is this year's Conclave.
I can see that.
It is a thriller, and there's no meat on the bone. It is just like taut from beginning to end, and it works so well. It's an incredibly great script, executed to precision by the actors, and I found it incredibly effective. I came away 90 minutes later thinking, "Damn, I mean that's a masterclass."
I would say the same thing. The movie feels like everyone in the movie is dressed kind of just like impeccable to the nines. Like everything is done with purpose. Yeah. It's intentional. Like you said, the performances are, I mean, you have Blanchett and Fassbender. Like, come on. Yeah. The performances are very good. And it is a Steven Soderbergh movie throwback. You know, like you can feel him.
The relationship, you know, his obsession with like monogamy, right, is so apparent in this.
It's almost like the best Mr. and Mrs. Smith that isn't exactly that.
Totally. It's like an understated but adult, like truly adult themed Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Yeah.
And
great stuff.
One of the things I will say, it was in my top. Huh?
I said you're back.
Yes, I'm back. I'm here. It made my top 20. It had a hell of a trailer.
Oh yeah.
That was like very simple. It was like guy and wife are both spies and it doesn't seem like one can trust the other.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you're kind of like, I want to know what's going on here. And it's two great actors. There is the dinner scene.
Yes. Two of them.
So good. Yeah. I mean, the one where it's like, oh my God, everybody is saying shit they shouldn't.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, it's so great. It's so great.
It really is. It really is. Like it's a dinner party movie, which I also love. Right. Yeah. Sorry.
This will be like a frequent revisit because of how sleek it is, and you can just
it's only 90
minutes, man. I know. Yeah. That's what we were saying when you left us. It's like the perfectly written, taut 90-minute thriller that keeps you guessing the entire time. Like you just don't get many movies like this. You don't. They don't make them like this anymore because it is an art. Everything you've ever seen in a movie that will surprise you has probably already been done. But this movie kind of takes a lot of that convention. Like Soderbergh he's a student of film. He's
a smart guy.
He knows how to do something fresh and unique. Otherwise, he probably wouldn't make it, right? And it does. It feels fresh, but it also feels old. But it also is that old kind of classic Hollywood thriller entertainment that you just don't. I don't see very often anymore.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about one that's on all of our lists.
Yes.
How about we talk about the all-time most nominated film in Academy Award history, Sinners.
Oh, wow.
It's a movie that ranks second on both of your lists.
Yeah.
And fourth on mine.
Yeah.
It is talk about a movie that has, unlike, I mean, a lot of people want to compare it to like From Dusk Till Dawn, which is not a good comparison because
that's how they shit on it. Yeah.
But I don't know.
The people that want to shit on it always compare it.
Yeah, I saw it 30 years ago and there was no strip club. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, but my point of bringing that up is like, unlike that movie, it tells you from the start that there is a vampire situation going on here.
Yes.
But it's almost unnecessary, really, to know that, because this is just a really interesting movie about a group of very interesting people.
Yes.
I mean, not only do you have Michael B. Jordan
and Michael A. Jordan.
Michael. Yeah. Yes. Not only
time he's been in a movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Introducing Michael A. Jordan.
Yeah. But not only do you have him playing two different roles, you've got a knockout of a performance from Delroy Lindo.
Oh,
fantastic.
So good to see, man. That dude just chewing this scenery. He's great in this.
And
Haley Steinfeld is fucking good.
Wonderful.
Yeah. And you've got Wunmi Masaku, who's, I mean, both her and Michael B. Jordan might be Oscar winners by the end of this weekend.
It's very possible.
It's very possible.
Very possible.
Yeah, Sinners is a fucking wonderful to look at. It's probably the prettiest movie. Maybe Train Dreams is up there.
Yeah.
Like Sinners just looks great. all the time. But like just the whole allegory for, you know, Black culture being robbed, and how it's dealt with here, the appropriation of it, and how people who have done it are mad at this movie and don't even realize it's because they feel guilt probably over the things that we've done. Like there's like a troll to it in a way. Like it fools people into thinking it's one thing, just you know, certain people say it's just a vampire movie where, you know, From Dusk Till Dawn breaks out, but it's so much more than that in the subtext.
Well, and
very well delivered.
It's dripping with subtext, and to me, that's the hallmark of a great horror film is the subtext, right?
Yes. What is it saying?
Has it in layers. Yeah.
Well, and you know, then you've got the whole thing also that I picked up on instantaneously the moment I saw the scene, because you have the one scene inside the barn. Right.
I mean, which let's just call it what it is. That is the greatest moment in cinema of 2025. Like
maybe of the 21st century.
Maybe. I mean, unbelievable. Fucking believable.
The roof came off. It was so good.
But then when people become vampires, you've got the other song that's happening that's so very European and white. And it's like, that's a commentary on assimilation, losing your culture at the will of somebody else, saying you have to, have it taken away from you effectively. I mean, and Jack O'Connell, come on, he is becoming a king of horror all of a sudden.
Incredible. Yeah.
He's had two great performances in the last year with this and the Bone Temple.
And plus a scene in my number 11 movie of the year, 28 years later. So.
Oh yeah, he's
at the very end.
Yes. Sorry, I was confused.
He's playing the same guy, but he does show up in 2 movies last year. Yeah,
true.
But anyway,
he also wants you to know that he did all the dancing in Sinners. He wants you to know
he did his own dancing.
Yes,
I love it.
Love it. No, this is and I feel so bad that all of the talk of Sinners, the guy who gets forgotten is the most important character of the movie, Miles Caton.
Oh, the kid, the Robert Johnson.
Kid. Oh, yeah.
And he's been, he's effectively, completely and totally forgotten.
You're kind of right. Like he's sort of the thread of that movie that is forgotten, but he's wonderful. He is so good. His like, you kind of experience the whole movie through his eyes. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And even where everything lands at the end when he is, I can't remember what musician is playing him then, but you see him late in age and it's,
Buddy Guy. Yeah.
That's one of the greatest extended credit sequences of all time as well. Like
it's super important to the film.
It is like it's like very much a punctuation mark on this movie. It almost feels like they treat it like as an afterthought, but it's so not.
It was weird. It was weird to me that it was a mid credits, right?
Yeah.
Or is it?
Yeah.
Because the post credits is just him singing the song on the.
Which is also good.
Yeah.
But the mid-credit scene is like, why is this not in the movie? That is almost like something I could be like, take Ryan Coogler away from the end result. Like this should be at the end, not in mid-credits. Like, I don't know. If I walked out, I'd be pissed off that I missed.
Right. Yeah. It's
is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Anyway, great cast, great cinematography, great set design for everything happening in really that one indoor location.
Yeah.
Again, like sentimental value, it's that place by the end of the movie.
That felt like when I watched it, and this is why it's number 2. I'm like, this is going to be my number 1 movie this year. Like I firmly believed that when I watched it, and it did get knocked out, which we'll talk about later.
We'll talk about it a little bit.
I'm going to talk real quickly about Sinners. I saw this movie at the end of its first run in the worst possible theater at like AMC's like theater 10, like that tiny little theater that is just like, that got the worst projector and the worst everything. That's where I saw this movie the first time. And still it transcended all of that, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, God damn it, I wish I saw this in a better theater. And then I saw it in the IMAX downtown in true 75 millimeter or 70 millimeter. And I was like unbelievably floored by it. Like if I loved the movie before, it just absolutely sailed past everything. And I was like, yeah, how is this not my best of the year? But there is one. There is one.
Yeah.
I saw Sinners opening weekend in the Dolby Theater. Jeff, we didn't see that one together.
With us. Yeah,
we did see it together.
Yeah. Because we came out and it's like we were just kind of like, that was quite something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
and the Dolby looked and sounded great. I mean,
you have to see it in one of those. Yeah. In one of those elevated, either IMAX or Dolby, like it deserved to be seen there for sure.
Yep, absolutely. All right. So one that is on both mine and Chuck's list is Superman.
Superman.
This movie almost has no business being this good.
Yeah.
Because
Agreed.
when it comes to Superman, it's, you can be very simple about it, right? You have a guy in blue tights going around saving people. But James Gunn really, really gets Superman.
Yes.
This is a guy who is so concerned and so wants to use his powers to make sure as many things can live as possible, that he saves a squirrel.
Yeah.
And it's charming. It could be goofy, but it's charming. And
it's humanist.
Yes.
It is. Yeah. It really nails Superman's love for his adopted planet.
Yeah.
And it nails that he's fallible because of it. Like, I'm a person that is always like, I don't like Superman because nothing can stop him unless somebody has kryptonite. This movie does a really good job.
Or magic. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But this movie does a really good job of showing you the things that can stop him by threatening what he loves.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Right? Like it's his own moral center that is kind of leading him into danger a lot when he could avoid it if he wasn't that way.
Those are the best.
You know what I mean?
Stories. Those are the
right.
best.
It's the opposite of the Snyder stuff where he's like, I don't care. Half the world can die.
Right. Right.
This is almost an obvious pushback against the Snyder versions of Superman because, not only is he saving squirrels and using his super breath to push dogs out of the way from falling monsters, but he is not frustrated that the government wants to be conscious of his superpowers and consider him a threat. He's frustrated because he wants his own actions of being a good person to speak for themselves.
Yeah, he understands the position of the people who look at him and be like, he has too much power.
He's like, why is what I do a problem? Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And they do a good job with that too, because one of the things he does is government, like he makes his own decision and it blows back in his face, like when he goes to Estonia or whatever.
Yep.
I can't remember.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
And the conversation he has with Lois Lane about it in the interview scene, which is so wonderful. Like a lot of that was.
I'm glad you like that because you were skeptical.
No, I'm totally into this movie. Yeah.
But I know you liked the movie, but you were skeptical of that.
I was.
You thought it was a little
prior
aggro.
to seeing it. Yeah.
I was. Yeah. Because I wasn't sure about the tone then, right? I was worried about the tone. And I was worried, is this going to be another angry Superman? Yeah. But no, that made a lot of sense because it was him defending what he felt was just reasonable. Right? Yeah. It is reasonable. I stopped a war. Like, I stopped a lot of people from dying. What's unreasonable about that?
In a way,
lays out a very compelling counter argument to that. It's really,
I love Lois in this movie.
Yeah, it's a really good Lois. Jimmy is really good in this. The whole thing about him trying to to have a girlfriend or have a normal, that's something that comes from comics of a certain age. It's very, this movie is what all good comic book movies should be, like reading a good comic book.
Yeah.
Yes. I did admittedly think it would probably fall down a lot on my list as the year went on. And every time I thought, is this movie better than Superman? Because, you think about that when you're ranking.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, it's not. For me, it's not. So,
yeah,
good stuff.
Yeah. And it's a movie. And we haven't even talked yet about a guy who steals scenes left and right, Mr. Terrific.
Yeah.
I meant to mention him. Yeah.
Yeah. And that scene in which he takes Lois to find the captured Superman is so fucking good.
I have a comment about this. So I was watching this movie. I watched it in the theater by myself, and then I watched it with Susan at home because I was like, Susan, I think you might actually like this. And she kind of started it skeptically. She was sort of not into it. She was rolling her eyes at it.
My kids too.
It takes her a minute to settle into some of these types of movies because she sees I don't know. She looks at it through a cynic's eye. And then it has to win her over. And this will win her over. And that was one of the scenes that did it. She after that scene concluded with Mr. Terrific, when they go to rescue Superman, she was just like, wow.
Well, and
she was like, that was amazing.
Yeah.
My kids did not want to watch this with me, and I made them.
Yeah.
And at the end, they were like, that was really good.
She liked it too. She liked it.
And it's like the whole
rare, man.
Yeah. the spinning, just everything going on around that bubble that Lois is in, and just the way that it spins.
And the
around,
music,
the music is so good.
It was great. It was so good.
And it ends so nicely with him replacing the video that he wanted to watch with his true family. Now
I know.
And yeah, I'm sure there's still some unresolved stuff with Bradley Cooper, but we'll figure that out for another time. I'm excited to see Supergirl.
Yeah, me too.
I'm looking forward to everything. Lanterns looks good.
Mm-hmm.
I think James Gunn knows what's up.
I agree. Yeah. I agree. I think we're in
Clayface is going to be coming along later this year too. That's a horror show.
I know, Bobby
I can't wait for that.
Yeah. I think we might be in for a bit of a DC universe renaissance. I'm hoping.
I think so. And I'm on board
it's been
for
a
it.
long time coming.
Sure has. But and one last thing I'd say. Crypto is so damn adorable.
Adorable. Yeah.
And he gets to be mean when he needs to be and fuck up Lex Luthor.
I just love that. I just love that they don't make him totally cute. They make him annoying and rambunctious, and this is wonderful. Yeah.
It's Supergirl prep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now we know what to expect in that movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And we get Lobo. Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna get Lobo later this year. Anyway, so yeah. Number 6 on my list, number 4 on Chuck's, Superman. Good stuff. One that's on all of our lists, one that we've talked about before, is No Other Choice.
Yeah.
We said a lot about it before, but I will say the reason why it never fell out of the top 10 when I was trying to figure out, okay, what's 8, 9, and 10? What do I got for 8, 9, and 10? No Other Choice kept popping up because it's like, Chuck is right about something. There are moments in the movie that is as close to things that I felt about Honora last year as any movie since Honora has done it. So it's like, I had too much fun watching this movie. It's engaging. It's kind of it's a good topic.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot of issue where people, you get to a certain age past your 40s, if you lose your career, it's really hard to get back, and you can get desperate, I'm sure.
And the pressure from family and I identified a lot with him and like trying to keep all these balls in the air and what it would be like if I didn't have the income I had. Like, I'd have no other choice but to kill my competitors, you know? It's just, it's really.
Oh, that's the first thing I'm doing if I lose my job.
Yeah,
absolutely. I'm creating a list.
It's Chan-wook Park's Parasite. Like, it is this classist takedown, right? And for some reason, these movies keep coming out of South Korea. So, there's just this ring of truth to it that's universal.
Yeah, what do you got going on down there, South Korea?
I mean,
it's a wonderful movie. And that scene, Jeff, that you were mentioning that is close to the Honora scene, like if it weren't for the scene in Sinners, would probably be my favorite scene of the year. It was so good.
God, I know.
Like, it was so good.
Yeah.
It is. Yes.
And this is another movie, like how this movie didn't get any Oscar nominations is absolutely beyond me.
I don't understand it, to be honest.
Because this was a movie that was talked about like in adapted screenplay and best actor and best picture, obviously best international. But no, it got shut out of everywhere. And it's a movie that every person in the movie plays such a like an important, diverse role. Mm-hmm. And the only knock that I really had against it was I wanted it to be a little bit more obvious that the wife is going to ultimately hold his feet to the fire for some of his behavior and for what they've kind of gotten into. And it felt a little bit too vague, but that's, I talked a little bit about that in our review, but that's, but other than that, I mean, she's wonderful in it. The kids are interesting. There's funny stuff with the kids. There's, I mean, you're seeing a lot of, the mistakes that the father is making is going to be passed on to the son.
Well, yeah, the son is exhibiting like what his father does in his youth, and the way that's all handled in the movie too is really funny. Mm-hmm. Like, there's a lot of funniness in that. Like,
when the daughter or when the wife is trying to like convince the other kid's parents not to.
Oh yeah, when she's pulling her shirt all tight and everything,
taking off, doing the "I'm going to take the bra off without taking the shirt off" thing, and it's like, oh yeah, we figure out what she's doing very quickly. Yeah,
I actually thought her like response to all of it was kind of refreshing. Where you wanted something different, I'm like, I'm really glad this isn't like an abrasive point, and we can just deal with.
Yeah, that's fair too.
What's coming at them, like the unified front idea of a relationship was nice. It was nice.
Yeah. Any last words on No Other Choice?
I fucking loved it. It was third on my list.
Sure was.
I loved it.
Yeah,
ninth on mine. So, so good stuff there. Well, we are down to the last two movies to talk about here, because one is my best movie of the year and the other one is your guys' best movie of the year. So I'll talk about mine.
Yeah, do it.
Because it's on both mine and Jason's list. It's 1 on mine.
11th on mine.
Just and 11th on his.
Did you watch it last night?
I watched it last night.
Okay, yeah. Cool.
Yes, the movie that did the unthinkable and knocked your guys' number one off of the top pedestal for me. And the movie that I would, if I had a vote in the Academy, would 100% without thought get my vote for Best Picture, Train Dreams.
Okay.
This is a movie we kind of talked a little bit about it last week in Memories of Murder, or I'm sorry, 2 weeks ago in Perfect Days. It is a movie that really hit deep because it made me think about things that have always kind of not always, but have started to kind of linger in my mind over the last few years, which is the passage of time and the idea of realizing, and I don't say this to sound sad or morbid or anything, but I've realized recently, or at least over the last year or so, that I have lived more years than I will likely have left in my life.
Sure. Yeah.
So there is a certain point where I realize I'm going to be 50 by this time next year. And what will I say is my place in the world, or my, not necessarily legacy. I don't really care about that. But what is my place? What did I do with the years that I had? Mm-hmm. And this movie is all about somebody's 80-year lifespan. And while he didn't do anything necessarily spectacular, he lived a life.
There are no small lives.
Exactly.
Everybody has a story. And no one person's story is more significant than anyone else's. Like, it's just yours.
Yeah. And there's a wonderful scene, like all of the scenes with Joel Edgerton and Felicity Jones were just so nice and so like, man, this guy gets to come home from work and just spend time with the love of his life and his daughter. And of course that something happens when he's gone. That's, that kind of ushers in the second half of his life. But, there's a scene where he meets Carrie Condon, who's playing a forestry worker of some sort. And she, kind of explains to him something that he then realizes is kind of the point, which is he's part of the ecology.
Yeah.
It will be obvious if he's not there, whether he realizes it or not. And it's just told in such a nice, lovely way. And while, he spends most of his life haunted by the things he didn't have, or the people that he knew that are no longer in his life, or what. And William H. Macy's, damn, he's good.
Oh my God.
My favorite scenes in the movie are with him for sure.
It's wonderful.
I do like the relationship with the wife and him, and man, I was just surprised because you said this is a really nice movie when you first watched it. I was like, it's like death after death after death after death. Like the whole plot is propelled by death. But you get to the end and he realizes his life wasn't a waste, And right. There isn't a niceness to it, but I was surprised at how it's not mean necessarily. It's just brutal. It's brutal in the way that lives
it's brutal in the way life is brutal. You said exactly what I was going to say. And it's no life is easy for, 99.9% of the people who are alive are not going to have a particularly easy life. But in the end, there is such a confirmation of, I had, I existed. I was here. Yeah, it's kind of like Brooks was here sort of thing, right?
He's it's like a passenger on a train. The whole movie, he's just the guy looking out the window for most of it. Mm-hmm. And he's haunted by the things he didn't do, not the things he did.
Right.
Like, it's a weird, I don't know, there's a mental instability to him that isn't super explored, but it's there.
I
think interesting.
I think what he's haunted most by is regret, because regret is something that a lot of people use that word. I regretted doing this, or I regret that, or I wish I regret
not helping that guy. Yes,
exactly.
Absolutely. It's the things he did not do that he,
right. And part of life is understanding that, there is a part of that ending, right? That makes you realize it's he's haunted by I mean, spoiler alert, he loses his family, right? So he's haunted by losing his family, but he then realizes in the last years of his life that I had a family. That means something more in the end. While he had a quiet life, he can at least celebrate or understand his connection to the world at large is not a negative or is not something to be hidden away from.
Yeah. It's good. It's good. It's very emotional. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Jason, you look like you wanted to say something and I started talking. Did you have something?
No, not particularly. I think this is the best looking movie of the year.
This and Sinners, man.
Sinners is great, but I would give the nod to Train James on cinematography or me making the decision. But it's tight. I love contemplative movies like this. I just do. I like movies that that are a series of events that give you what happened, but not necessarily what you should infer. It allows you as an audience member to kind of think about and contemplate, and it's one of those movies that I think as your experience in life progresses, you will find more wisdom in it. Right? It's very much a movie I think about just being a human. And
some lessons take a long time to learn, right? And he is one of those guys.
Yeah, and I as a basis level, I love the idea of the hermit in the woods, you know, and that this is his story, and you don't even know it's his story until you realize, oh, he's the hermit in the woods, right? It's like the most insignificant of, seemingly the most insignificant life. Because he comes into, at the end of this movie, he's like in the modern age, and he's the weird guy that lives in the woods, right?
Yeah, he starts off as a guy who was helping build wooden railroad tracks.
Yeah,
loses that job because progress says it's going to be steel going forward.
And then there was a concrete bridge,
and
less than 10 years later or whatever.
Right. And then, and then he ends up, by the end of the movie, he has seen quote unquote, 2 world wars.
Yeah.
An industrial revolution.
Yeah.
A man going into space.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy.
It is.
What year did the movie end in? I didn't.
It was like
it ended
1968,
I think is what they say is the end. But because he sees John Glenn going to space, but he doesn't. I don't think he makes it to the moon landing.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So
quite good though. Quite good.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. All right. Are we there? Drum roll.
I think so. Yeah.
Drum roll it.
That's not convincing enough for you.
Yeah. No, it was terrible. But my number one movie, Jason's number one movie, Jeff's number two, right?
Yep.
Yes. The wonderful One Battle After Another.
Yeah.
Man, like Paul Thomas Anderson at the top of his game. Like perfect scores across the board for me. There was nothing I did not like.
I have no notes. No notes, and it couldn't have come out at a more perfect time. Like the timing of this movie coming out is shocking. Like how? And it's not even based. It's based on a novel that was written
in the 80s
years ago.
If we said Flanagan was King's muse or not muse, whatever word you used earlier, like Paul Thomas Anderson can put the very difficult to read Thomas Pynchon to screen very well.
1990 was when it
couldn't have been more relevant. And in a short period of time ahead of its time, right? Like, holy fuck. How does this not win everything? Just for its timing alone. It's crazy. It's crazy that this movie came out when it did. And it is somehow funny, terrifying, suspenseful, prescient. It's a microcosm of this year, and it came out this year, which is so rare in cinema.
Yes, and it also it's commentary on both sides. It's a non-judgmental commentary. I don't think it. I think it's equal.
A little judgmental.
It's equal opportunity, though, in a lot of ways about who it's making fun of. Because even the revolution is kind of like.
Oh, they've got some issues on their. I mean,
well, sure,
yeah.
But I mean,
I don't know. And your hero is like a bumbling idiot, half of the movie.
It's a little bit. It's a little bit Big Lebowski in its comedy, right?
Yes.
You've kind of got the slacker loser who is thrust into this grand conspiracy, and ultimately has no real effect on it. Right?
No,
it's his next generation that is
the person he's trying to save that
is the one who succeeds. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which that in and of itself is commentary on how things typically go.
Get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah, because some people can start the revolution, but they need to step aside for the people to pick up the baton. Yeah.
You don't recognize that we recognize the same thing. And we have a better way of dealing with it,
and we understand it better now than
we understand it better than you do, and we have more energy for it.
Yeah.
Oh, because
to combat it. Yeah,
it's so like Leonardo DiCaprio's character is such a burnout. He has no energy, or like he's lost. I mean, lost in the sauce of a different kind. Whereas,
he was a guy that was like sucked up into the revolution because a woman excited him, right?
Yeah.
And then once she was out of the picture, he kind of devolved into whatever he is.
Right. Which is kind of like a puddle of goo on a couch.
He kind of Henry Hilled it a little bit, you know?
Yeah, a little bit. But no, it's, this is a spectacular movie. And I think maybe the performance of the year is Sean Penn.
It's unreal. It really is.
I mean, his character is so perfect for the weirdo, conservative little goblin character that is like so sexually fucked up.
He encapsulates a lot of what you see online.
And you better believe I'm sitting in the theater. It's like doing the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood Leonardo DiCaprio memes. Like, yes, these are real people. Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. And I mean, because like even the groups of like, even the Christmas adventurers, as stupid as that sounds, well, there's some stupid groups names for groups out there that think that they're ready to, bring in the next great Aryan empire in this country. And it's like, you guys are fucking weird and stupid and like, yeah.
Like, dangerous group of people too.
Yeah. Because
they have one of those people, like some level of power.
Because they've installed certain people. Like, it's like you can't tell me that. I mean, he wouldn't watch this movie, but Stephen Miller would fucking cream his jeans if you watched those parts of the movie where Tony Goldwyn is manipulating people.
The biggest fantasy of this movie is that the left is disorganized.
Yeah. Although there's something else that I was like, yep, that's exactly right too. The whole like modern day, it's like, sir, you need to stop yelling at me. I need my safe space thing. That like when he's like just trying to find out where the fuck his daughter is.
Yeah.
And it's like, the older generation and newer generation cannot speak the same language in some of those situations. Yeah, and I get it.
And we haven't even mentioned, I know you said Sean Penn, performance of the year, but Benicio del Toro is fucking fantastic.
His chill in this.
Oh my God.
Throughout the entire.
A few small beers.
Yeah.
It's like one of my favorite line deliveries of the year.
And again, this is almost like the best Benicio del Toro performance in a Wes Anderson movie that isn't a Wes Anderson movie.
Right.
How many Wes Anderson movies have we had this year?
I know.
Yeah.
They were all better than the Wes Anderson ones.
I happen to like the Wes Anderson movie entry from this year. I liked it.
It was better than the last few, but I didn't love it.
Like that was the scene where it's like one scene I loved it, the next scene I didn't like it, the next scene I loved it, and so I think it ended up hitting like 2.5 out of 5. But anyway, One Battle After Another should be the big winner at Oscar night. Although Sinners coming on strong.
I think they're both going to win a lot. They're both going to win a lot. Man, I do think that in some ways, One Battle After Another, because of its perfect placement in the timeline, will have this long-term effect. But I do believe that Sinners will also have a sense of longevity to it. But
it is weird. Like One Battle After Another feels like a movie you could be reporting on this year as it's happening, right? Like these events are occurring. Like, I don't know. I think I'm saying what you're saying.
And the Sinners is kind of like commenting on like this ongoing problem from the past, like
in a fresh
the
way.
Sinners is very much like a contemporary issue, but it's also like so rooted in a long history, whereas One Battle After Another feels like this just like urgent fucking problem, right?
Yeah. But so I mean, number one, number two. That must mean it's a pretty good movie, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And as another
and Johnny Greenwood scores really
so
good.
It's so good. This was another 70 millimeter IMAX. This was the first IMAX feature film to use the entirety of the IMAX screen for the entire duration of the movie. It's the only time that's ever been done. It will be done for the second time ever with Nolan's Odyssey that's coming out this year.
Nice.
This was bar none one of the greatest theater experiences of my life.
That car scene, the car shit at the end is fucking amazing.
My God. The whole going up and over, like seeing a car come up and over and then disappear, and then it's like, hey, there it is again.
It's perfection in framing and music that Johnny's written at the same time. It's perfection.
And it's edge of your seat type business.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's, you want to give a little bit of some honorable mentions?
I would love to.
Well, Jason, why don't you give some honorable mentions?
I'll run through it all really fast. I've got 4 documentaries I liked a lot. Goodbye Horses, The Many Lives of Q Lazarus, John Candy, I Like Me, The Track, which I talked about a little bit on a recent Now Watching episode, and The Perfect Neighbor, which is a Academy Award nominated documentary for this year. All good. My favorite horror of the year, I was also in agreement with Bring Her Back. I also loved a lot The Ugly Stepsister, Final Destination Bloodlines.
That's gotten a lot of love from people.
It's fucking good, man.
Yeah.
It's the best of them all.
See it.
It's the best of them all. Dangerous Animals, really, really fun. Great turn by a psychotic, is it Kai Jortney? Courtney Jai or Jai Courtney? I don't remember his name. Frankenstein, definitely in there. Toxic Avenger, very fun.
Yeah,
Predator Badlands, very fun. VHS Halloween. If you haven't checked out a VHS movie in a while, that's the one, and do it this Halloween because it's kind of absolutely perfect. And then Cloud, the Japanese horror film, really, really good stuff. Comedies, real quick: Friendship, Naked Gun, Caught Stealing, and Hot Spring Shark Attack. Do not sleep on that movie. It is so much fun. The Best of the Rest, Reflection in a Dead Diamond, Twinless, Testament of Ann Lee, Cronenberg's The Shrouds, Life of Chuck, Havoc, Running Man, and Secret Agent.
Nice. I'll go through mine, Jeff.
Yeah, go for it. Do it.
Number 11 for me was Train Dreams. That was really close to knocking off Weapons. The aforementioned the Phoenician Scheme I liked. I really liked Caught Stealing. Yeah. Begonia feels like one that could be on my top 10 if I was willing to move like the Naked Gun.
Begonia was my number. That was my number 11. Begonia was my number 11, and Hamnet was my number 12. Yeah, I forgot. They got lost in the middle there. Yeah.
I did see Hamnet. I wanted to see that. For documentaries, I fucking loved It's Never Over, the Jeff Buckley doc. It's really good. Jason, you should probably check that out.
I will indeed.
And I really liked Sorry Baby. If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, and Frankenstein.
Yeah, so I'll just list off the 5 that were on my letterbox. 15? Yeah, my letterbox 15. Number 11, 28 Years Later, which got a boost because of Bone Temple.
Nice.
Great movie.
It's as I described it to somebody, it's like an Ouroboros of quality that feeds back. Each one feeds into the other.
Bone Temple is definitely needed to really understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Number 12 for me was Caught Stealing. Talk about a movie that feels like it was made in 1997.
Yeah.
So perfectly timed that way. Austin Butler is a fun actor to watch.
Yeah.
He's just great.
He's a superstar.
He really will be. Yeah. He's
finally stopped talking like Elvis. Yeah.
Yeah. He's the superstar that back when I think Jason, you and I talked about Creed 2 on one of these best of years, I said Michael B. Jordan's going to be a superstar. Yeah. Michael B. Jordan's a superstar.
It sure is.
Austin Butler's on deck.
Yep.
Friendship
with Michael A. Jordan. Sorry.
Right, exactly. Friendship came in number 13. One of the funniest times of them at the movies. Chuck, I know you disagree, but my number 14 is The Long Walk. I was gripped the whole way through. Number 15, Begonia. Oh my golly. What a fun movie to watch there. 16th was If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Talk about the performance of a year from an actress, in my opinion. If I had a vote, I would have voted for her, not for Jessie Buckley, but Jessie Buckley's going to win. So there you go, Rose Byrne. You got my vote at least.
Rose Byrne was she carried
Buckley
that movie.
Is really good though too. Buckley carries Hamnet. Yeah.
She does. Why don't I go ahead and start? Let's revisit the top 10 list here for this. Number 10 for me was Bring Her Back. Number 9, No Other Choice. Number 8, The Life of Chuck. Number 7, Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery. I never put the colon a Knives Out mystery on any of that. Number 6 is James Gunn's Superman. That's just so much fun. But my top 5, 2 things about that. All 5 were Best Picture nominees, and all 5 are the category for Best Cinematography. Del Toro's Frankenstein, Ryan Coogler's Sinners, Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another, Josh Safdie's Marty Supreme, and Clint Bentley's beautiful Train Dreams.
I'll go with my 10 then. Weapons at 10. Naked Gun at 9, Mickey 17 at 8, Black Bag at 7, Reflection in a Dead Diamond at 6, Friendship at 5, Superman at 4. I had no other choice but to put No Other Choice at 3, Sinners at 2, and One Battle After Another at 1.
For me, I had Black Bag at number 10, Sentimental Value at number 9, Nouvelle Vague at number 8, Surratt number 7, Sorry Baby number 6, No Other Choice at number 5, Train Dreams number 4, It Was Just an Accident at number 3, and then Sinners at number 2, and One Battle After Another at number 1.
You know, it's kind of amazing. We only had 3 movies that we all agreed upon, and 2 of them were your number 1 and number 2, and my number 2 and number 4.
Yep.
So it's kind of like there's some multiplication in there. Some math nerd is going to say, well, that's how that, you multiply both of those by 2 and you got my number 2 and number 4. Yep. But again, we have there's a lot of different stuff out there, man. And we kind of hit a good number of different types of genres. And so it was a good year.
Agreed.
Yeah, just, yep. Good year with a lot of diverse, good films.
People be making good movies.
Yep.
And while I think that we all agree that there are some good, safe genres, I also think that a lot of our movies put a different type of spin on what type of movie they are too, so I hope that is something to look forward to at the second half of this decade.
Yep. 26 has started pretty okay.
It started pretty strong, because I can tell you right now, Bone Temple is going to be in the talks for hitting one of those top 10 spots for me.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And I was going to say, I think Chuck and I are on the same page there with that.
Absolutely.
All right. So I think we have done it. I think we have handed out all of the awards that we can do.
We black bagged it.
We black bagged it. I only, yes, we kind of did. Yeah, in years past, it was like a 3-hour episode. I only had like 4 wardrobe malfunctions, so I'm sorry to the FCC for that, but sometimes my balls fall out.
I'm not sorry to have seen. Wait, I am sorry.
Well, sorry, baby. You saw.
Sorry, baby.
Anyway, that was probably not great considering what that movie's about. Anyway,
Yeah,
okay, never mind. I take that back. Anyway. Okay. Next week, we are back to one of our regular episodes. Chuck picked out a really funny one that I'm glad to have seen again. Drop Dead Gorgeous.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about that one.
Yeah, I cannot wait to talk about that one. It's a funny flick. It is
funny.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Anyway, that is going to be on Wednesday, March 18th. Go over to filmseizure.com. That's where you can find all of our episodes. You can find all of the places you can listen to us, and you can find all of the places you can follow us on social media. This upcoming Monday, also at filmseizure.com for Monster Mondays, 1958's The Fly. Pretty much an all-time classic.
Hell yeah.
Help me.
Oh, God, so good. So good. So yeah, that is all the same places. This upcoming Friday at my website, a movie that's almost as good as like your Supermans or your Fantastic Fours or your Thunderbolts that came out last year. Also, I meant to give a special accommodation to those 2 Marvel movies. Howard the Duck being reviewed.
The Duck.
Oh my God, it's so bad. But in a weird way, the first half of the movie is actually really great, and the second half of the movie is not great. But anyway, that's at my website, bmovieeinema.com. Go read that review. It's fun stuff. It's fun stuff. So until next week, when we transition from the world of pageantry in terms of ranking movies to the pageantry in terms of ranking women's looks, I guess. I guess so.
Yeah.
I have been Jeff Arbuckle.
I'm the life of Chuck Moore.
I'm Jason Oliver, and you have been listening to Film Seizure.